Let's see if we're live. Yeah, it says it says upcoming.
Does it say live?
We gotta give them a countdown.
Did it do the countdown? No, it did it a while ago. Oh yeah, we're live. Okay, go ahead, Tony.
What's up? This is BatYard's finest. It's been. I think we went through the holidays. No, we were done with Christmas since last time.
Well, the last one we did was a Christmas episode.
Like right after Christmas.
Yeah, right after Christmas.
So, Happy New Year. It's BatYard's finest.
Happy New Year.
I'm Tony.
Happy New Year. We can officially say that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could say that for, what is it, the 27th? What day are we on? The 28th.
28th. They haven't talked to us since. They don't know. They don't know. But I'm joined by Jerry and Josh, and we're gonna.
Hello. I forgot my intro.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to do yours.
I tried. I didn't know mine, and then I tried to hand it off without an intro.
Yeah, I was like, the intro's not happening tonight, baby.
Everything's fine. Everything's great.
But today, I think we got a good treat for you. We got Police Story featuring Jackie Chan, and for our short, we also have Jackie Chan Adventures. You know, you can see where we're going with this one.
Yeah.
But first, we're gonna start with BSBS. Any Superman, Batman, Marvel, DC, anything. It could be anything. News. I
feel like
I have one small BSBS.
Yeah,
I saw Nosferatu. I don't think I mentioned this last episode. Ben, if I did, forgive me. But it was a good movie. It was by, what's his name? Robert Eggers, the guy who did The Lighthouse and the Northman or the Northman.
Yeah, Northman.
Yeah, he's slowly becoming a new favorite director. He did a lot with just practical shots that I enjoyed a lot. There was not really a lot of CGI. Like, there were a couple of things, just as far as what he was trying to portray visually. But outside of that, like the tones, all the themes, how he used like every aspect of where he was filming to the fullest. It's a slow burn movie. Don't get me wrong, but once you see it from start to finish, you're like, oh my God, just the descent and the fact that he showed people just really going through the descent of madness. I enjoyed that movie a lot. That's probably my favorite horror winter movie of 2024. Like, it was very good. I'd recommend everyone see it at least once. I think it's one of those you got to see it at least once kind of movie.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to see it. I still haven't had a chance. I don't know if it's still theaters or not.
I think it might be, but I don't believe so.
Yeah, I know it would be at like the tail end of it. I definitely wanted to see it. I saw the original Nosferatu for Halloween with the organ player, but I haven't seen the new one.
I have not. I saw that the original is streaming on Vizio, and I'm like, oh yes, this is absolutely perfect. I can see the original now and make a better comparison.
You can watch the original anywhere. It's public domain since it's so old.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's public domain? Oh, yeah, because it's like over 100 years ago now.
Yeah, it's 100.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
22. So over 100 years.
God,
it's crazy that film has been around that long.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like we're just getting to like the next millennium of like what film technology is going to be with like AI and everything. Like, this is going to be like the new talkies is going to be AI-generated movies. So it's going to be interesting to see where that kind of goes. I could see it going two ways, like either really, really good for like individuals, like being able to make their own kind of ideas, but at the same time, like terrible for like corporations. So I don't know. It's kind of.
I think like The one good thing I think you could do with AI is just do like stupid shit that no one wants to do. Like you have like a huge sprawling background and like you just want to like fill the whole thing out, like just the little parts that no one's seeing. Just like that's like the one spot where I could see you using AI art, where it's like little details in like the far background. I don't want it to be like anywhere more than that.
Like a CGI army shot or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I think AI has its practical uses where needed, but I'm also like over the whole AI like being incorporated into day-to-day life. Like it's so sickening.
Yeah, every app has an AI buddy that gives you the wrong information that you can't turn off.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm sick of like old people on Facebook like sharing like of like an AI generated kid who like made like a snowman that's like in the realm of being made like in actual physical life, and I'm like, oh, look at this.
Yeah,
this kid made this. I'm like, no, this
like
is fake.
Terribly spelled sign. Like
this kid has no eyes. Like
not real. Fingers. What are you talking about? This is not a child.
Exactly.
Because that's one thing AI can still not do is fingers, and I think that's so weird.
It's just like so many positions. Like artists always have problems drawing hands just because there's so many positions you could put your hand. Like it's almost like an actor on its own. Like there's so many things you can do with it.
But it's like I've seen some AI where the hand was like, this is clearly AI work because the hand is made up of miniature hands.
It's like,
filling out what a hand is. Like, ugh.
Not to go off on too much of a tangent, but there's a lot of funny things like that it can't handle. Like you can, if you ask an AI bot, like chat bot, to like make a full glass of wine, it just can't. It won't fill it to the top, and you'll be like, "That's not full. I want a full glass of wine." And it'll just keep giving you like different pictures. There's so many weird limitations.
I have one of those like free AI like image apps, and I was trying to make it. I was trying to create a black bear fighting a gorilla because I thought it would just be a cool fight, and it just like always combined the two animals into one thing. I'm like, no, I want them to fight. It's like half black bear, half gorilla looking thing. I'm like, no, this is not what I want.
AI should not. I'm gonna say it. AI just should not have been released in this current day and age.
I would agree with that.
We don't need it.
I think it just
like there's nothing wrong staying where we are.
It just needs a little bit more regulations and like
we don't need the next thing.
I'm curious how they're gonna like once it's gonna get so good that you could like fake like public assassinations or something or like news like in that regard. Like what is gonna happen then? Like it's gonna get scary.
It's not too far off because with each use of it, AI does get smarter.
Mm-hmm.
And then, with everybody, downloading the apps and using it like on their real faces and places, they are, the piracy software that's built into all of them because they all, monitor what you do. Like eventually it would get there. I would say maybe another 100 years or so. But I don't think it's going to be realistically anytime soon.
I don't know. It's some of it's kind of realistic. I mean, it's not like there yet, but I think it'll get kind of close. We're getting to that Terminator era of Skynet
1000s.
Yeah,
and it's that's the scary part. I think it's so funny that they have like like all these like mega companies are making ads with it, and it's like this is definitely like the model is definitely trained on something like some other people's work or copyrighted stuff, and like you don't know that, and I feel like that's just such a legal liability. Like all of our information is going to be used for all of everyone's information. It's like if you use something generated using someone else's information, is that like illegal copyright? Like it's just, I feel like it's just a mess.
That's true. Like people's likeness too. Like likeness. Like
a random joke could be a part of some AI generated spokesperson, and he would never, be aware of it unless somebody just pointed it out to them.
Yeah.
But
well, not to get off on AI, but I wanted to ask Tony, did you see Nosferatu as well? Did you see that movie?
No, I didn't. I heard it was batshit, which I was expecting, but I also heard like if you take family to this movie, it's really uncomfortable. So
I heard there's like a lot of sexual tension.
Yeah, and I was like, this might be like a rent at home movie. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like this is something you wouldn't take your parents to.
Yeah.
You could take like a sibling to go, but not. I wouldn't see this with your dad.
Yeah, I saw Lighthouse with my dad. That was interesting.
Like there are a couple of scenes. I'm just like, okay, I'm in a room full of adults, and I need another adult.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's like if you've seen it, you know the exact scenes that I'm talking about. But some of them definitely I would not take. Yeah, I wouldn't take mom, dad, any older relatives above the age of 50, unless they're just into stuff like that. Then don't care. But yeah, when you watch the movie, it'll make sense, Tony.
Yeah, I tried to watch a movie that was like came out last year that was black and white with Tessa. Like it was literally just black and white, and then it turned to color like halfway through, and she's like, "This is too weird." So I was like, "Yeah, I don't think."
Was it that?
It was the Emma Stone one. That thing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like Pleasantville. That's actually an interesting movie.
No, pretty things or something.
That's a movie I should recommend on the podcast sometime.
I would watch it.
So, Tony, you said you had BS. What was yours?
Oh, the Switch 2.
The what?
Oh yeah, the Switch 2. I heard about it. I'm not looking too forward to it.
Oh, there's a new Switch?
Yeah, they just announced it.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. That's cool.
It looks like the exact same.
It looks
I don't know what else they would do because like it's already like portable,
Yeah.
Like what else do you do on top of that?
I think the big issue is the fact that the Switch is not a very powerful, like console. And, like, yes, you want it to have, some gaming capability, but a lot of people have been complaining, especially if you've seen the still like images from people playing Mortal Kombat 1 on it. It looks atrocious. Like everyone is cubes and blocks almost.
Yeah.
Like it is very. That showed when that. I know there's been a few other games, but I know that's been the big hot button for people. Is because like, oh, I've got Mortal Kombat on the go anywhere, but I'm essentially playing on Atari 2000 graphics. Where's the enjoyment of that? Because Mortal Kombat is you play it for the blood and the gore.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like PS. I think it's going to be like stronger than PS4, not as strong as PS5. But it's like, I don't know. My thing with Nintendo consoles, they always make great games, but they come out at launch, and then there's nothing I'm interested in for like the rest of the life cycle.
Yeah,
so
there might be like one other game.
Yeah, that's me. And I'm like, I got my brother to mod my Switch, and I've been loving it because Nintendo they stopped caring. So it's like Nintendo's the only company that I could make the argument. Hold on to all your old Nintendo equipment and just mod it so you can have the absolute most fun you can with it.
They care. They do care a lot.
They care, but it's like
they're not good at stopping it, but they care. They'll sue you, but they won't know how to stop it.
Like it's just the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of have to embrace that kind of community too, instead of like being against it.
Like,
I feel like that would help
if
them.
it exists and people know that they can do it better, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, even at like third-hand thrift stores and stuff, like people have brought in like full custom like Game Boys with a back LED. It's got a much brighter screen. The speakers on it are a lot more clear and everything. So it's like, get over yourself.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I just want to say Jay's comments here. I am still modding switches for anyone interested. And then he said he loves Jackie Chan adventures, which we haven't gotten to yet. But that's cool. I don't know enough about mods and stuff, but
once you understand them, it's fun.
Yeah, definitely like prolongs the longevity of a movie. I mean, not a movie, of a game. Like,
I'm trying to think if there's any other BS I have.
I don't know.
I don't really have much. I just, I just been seeing more clips of the Superman movie and the trailer and stuff, but like it's nothing like new. We saw the main trailer already. But like there's just a lot of people that are like hating on the suit still that I've been seeing on Facebook. It's just like annoying shit. I'm like, all right, I'm done with these fucking people. Yeah. They're mostly like Snyder fans. I'm like, okay.
I don't know how you could be so sucked into Snyder's.
Well, I've got one more thing, but it's not important, and we've already taken up a lot of time. And this is more like a fun, open discussion question. And I didn't know if you guys.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Okay, so I was on Instagram, and it was a clip of these two guys talking about a Disney podcast. Well, not Disney specifically, but they said whose villains are more iconic in terms of memorability, Disney's or DreamWorks? And I was
Disney.
like, when you're a kid, Disney, but I remember more DreamWorks villains because they just did stuff to stand out more to me.
I would just say Disney just because they have like such long era of like multiple decades of villains you could kind of go through. They just have more. DreamWorks been out less time since like the 90s, and Disney's been around since what, the 30s. So there's just a lot more to draw from. That's my only thing. But what villains are you like referring to in DreamWorks?
Definitely these are all from different DreamWorks movies and TV shows. Nightmare from the Guardians of I think it's just called The Guardians. It's like a holiday themed movie.
Okay. Oh, with like the Santa Claus and like the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
I never seen it, but I know what you're talking about. Okay.
It's a good. I would say if you've never seen it, it would be good to watch with like a younger kid, like young, not too young, but like younger, where it's okay to show them something where the themes will get a little bit more mature.
Okay.
Who else? From Kung Fu Panda 2, that crazy fucking rooster that was like, "Oh, I killed your parents. How can you not hate me?" And it just it was that big slideshow of just him literally going around just committing genocide. Who else? Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
Yeah.
You gotta always think Lord Farquaad. From the Puss in Boots movie, the wolf who was symbolized death. But I do agree with what you said, Josh. Like Disney does have a bigger roster to pick from.
Yeah, that's.
But for me, it's like DreamWorks. Like if a good DreamWorks villain, for me, I'll never forget him.
Yeah, well, especially like what isn't the wolf? I never seen the movie. I still have to watch it. The Puss in Boots movie, but like the wolf himself is like the embodiment of death or something. So like he's pretty badass. And then there's stuff, and like I guess DreamWorks. There's the Prince of Egypt, but there's not really a villain in that. But that movie's pretty dark for like what.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not particularly a villain in that one.
No, it's just the villain is like the plagues, I guess.
Yeah, it's the subject matter.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, in that regard, in that movie, that movie goes like pretty dark and like more like adult oriented, like themed. So I kind of wish they kind of went more in that direction with like more Prince of Egypt kind of type movies with DreamWorks and stuff. And then Shrek came out, and it was like all about just like more comedies and not less like adult like oriented like subject matters basically. Tony, what are your 2 cents on this?
I think the first person I thought of Disney or DreamWorks was Lord Farquaad. So I think they got number one for me. But just like I think it's like number one versus like the breadth of Disney. There's a lot more that I can just like get off the top than for DreamWorks.
Yeah,
like Scar and like
he's like great villain.
Like all the Toy Story villains are great.
Yeah, Stinky.
the toy Sid, like
just a kid.
Lotso.
That's it. There's only 3 of those movies that came
out. Yeah.
Well, and like I like Ursula from Little Mermaid. That's a really good
Ursula is.
Yeah,
she's another iconic Disney villain.
Maleficent too.
Maleficent.
Yeah.
Disney does have some bangers. Not saying that they never had great villains, but they asked that, and I was like, you know what? Thinking about it, DreamWorks has some really impressive villains in their own right. But it's not. It's like comparing apples and oranges.
It's definitely different. Well, and plus, like DreamWorks has the hindsight of like seeing like all these Disney characters like villains through the eras, and like, all right, this is what already kind of has been done. Let's do something else on top of it. So like, that's where you kind of get the creative process of like making it a little bit more dark or like sinister, or like a different kind of way of looking at a villain. So.
Just very off topic. If you wanted to watch Guardians, Josh, watch it with your nephew. Like 10, 13?
He's 13 now. Yeah.
I knew he was double digits. I couldn't remember if he was 10 or 13. I was
he
close.
Should be 10. He should be still 10. I'll try to watch it with him.
I think he'd like it. It is a good movie.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I seen like stills of it. It looked interesting.
Yeah, but that's all I got. That was I thought it was an interesting question. I'm like, get a chance to give people a chance to see the other side of us.
It makes me think of that scene in Shark Tale where the shrimp is at the table like pleading for his life. He's like, "Please, I have a family," because they're trying to eat him, and he's just like. Yeah,
that's probably the best part of that whole movie.
I think it was like Scorsese, De Niro, or Scorsese was at the table, so he's a good villain.
Scorsese's in the movie and De Niro's in the movie.
Those are great villains too. The sharks. So
we'll have to watch that someday. It'll be so bad.
So for our first. For our short, we watched episode 1 of season 1 of Jackie Chan Adventures. I'm gonna give this one to Josh to give us the rundown.
Oh man, it's been a while since I watched this. So Jackie Chan Adventures stars Jackie Chan as a cartoon, and he's an archaeologist who fights kung fu at the same time. I don't know. Does he he's not a police officer. I think he's just an archaeologist. He's just an archaeologist. He lives with his uncle. He has all these artifacts like within this. He lives. Where does he live? San Diego. He's in the United States, and then his niece comes to live with him because she's been bad in her home country, and he has to take care of her now without he doesn't really have a say in that. And what happens? He meets this guy who's bald, who's Lex Luthor, and yeah, that's it. That's the show. Wait, the guy, who is that Lex Luthor guy? Because he's literally the same voice as Lex Luthor.
He,
And
He's the series villain. Like
he is
he
the villain.
works for a ghost, basically. A demon. He works for a demon.
Well, to be fair, for my awful synopsis, this was like one for the first part, and then like there was more continuing on the show, and I just watched the first episode. I didn't realize it was like a multiple parter. And it's just like basically introduces all the characters, and then we kind of just get started into what's going on in the context of like the story itself. But yeah, that Lex Luthor guy threw me off because it's literally him. And he sounds exactly the same, and he looks like Lex Luthor.
He's like Luthor, but he has long hair.
What? He was bald.
Was he bald?
Yeah, the agent guy, whatever his name is. It's literally
the good guy. Oh, the one that was like his friend, right? That like
he was like his friend, but I thought he was chasing him like at the end.
Oh, I must have.
Oh yeah, he was. Sorry, it has been a time since I watched this. I was like, that sounds right, but why do I not remember it right?
It's literally Clancy Brown. It's the same voice actor, and it sounds just like what he did for Superman animated series. So it just threw me off. It was funny.
Rewatching this, I forgot how absolutely goofy this show was.
Yeah, I like.
Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was just gonna say, like, I like how Jackie Chan doesn't even voice himself; it's somebody else. Like,
yeah. Like this is just a show he thought of. Like, oh, we're gonna get to hear Jackie Chan's voice. Yeah. No, this is some random schmuck. I'm like, who is this? I'm like, this is not Jackie Chan.
What's crazy is like the end of the episode. He's like, yeah, I've always wanted to make a cartoon. It's like, then why didn't you make a cartoon? You just popped in at the end to say, hey, what's up?
I think he must have just produced it. Like, yeah, and he's like, they like interview him during the show, like him live action, just like doing his fighting techniques, and he's just like, oh yeah, I wanted to make a show because I like cartoons, and then it's just like, all right, that's it. Like that's all you see in Jackie Chan.
That still to this day bothers me. I'm like, we wait until the end of the show to see Jackie Chan, and it's for literally the 90s, not even the 90s, the 80s teleprompter. Like, oh, here's your phone-in message to the narrator.
I feel like that, like a PSA.
Yeah, PSA. That's what it was. I was like, man, this would be so much better if I could hear Jackie Chan saying all of this.
I think it kind of makes it better that he doesn't voice himself. It just makes it funnier. It's like those Beatles cartoons or like the Yellow Submarine. Like the Beatles didn't voice themselves. It was like caricatures of like their voices, and it like what they sound like in real life. So it's like just like his voice amplified, kind of like, oh, this is what he would sound like if he was a cartoon. It's just like more like just volume to it. It's just like silly that way. I kind of like it.
Yeah, this was incredibly silly. A martial arts expert who's an archaeologist whose uncle runs a curio shop in Chinatown. What business do you have with any of this experience?
Yeah, do they just sell their artifacts? Like they don't even they just go out whatever artifact they could find and then just sell it at their little China shop. Like it's
like he has a rotating stock of stuff, but I'm just like, where are you getting some of these items? Because no one is just bringing you a Ming Dynasty urn, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I liked he was like I think he was it was in his father, not his father, it was in the uncle's shop where like these priceless vases are getting knocked over and he's catching them and try to put them back like where they were placed. And like on it, well, my girlfriend and I have been watching all the Rush Hour movies. It's like it just happened like that. We're watching all of them. They're all on Netflix, and we're watching them. And he does the same thing in that, where he's like trying to save a vase from like not shattering, and then it shatters. But I just found out it was funny, like the parallel to like his other action films, like in Rush Hour, he did like the same actions and stuff. And yeah, it was just like perfect timing that you recommended Jackie Chan because I was already watching all the Rush Hour movies. So I was like, oh, okay, shit. Cool.
That's the one thing I did like about this episode. I can't remember the exact scene, but I just remember thinking that, like, when you watch Jackie Chan's action, like, he very purposefully uses his environment and just random shit around him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and they tried to do that in the show a little bit too. So I kind of appreciate it. I think it was windshield wipers.
yeah.
Hitting them with windshield wipers.
Oh, yeah, that was do that with those windshield wipers. I honestly forget, like, Jackie Chan, he's a very big, like, improvisalist. Like, if he's got a bucket of water next to him, he'll find some way to make it work in the shot, even if it looks silly. The middle of a very combat-oriented takedown, but here's a bucket of water. What can I do with it?
yeah. I don't know about you guys. Like, I watched this show like kind of sporadically when I was a kid. I would watch it when I was on, but I never actively went like, oh, I gotta watch the next episode of Jackie Chan Adventures. Like, I wasn't like that kind of viewer. I would just kind of watch it when it was on. Like, oh, this is cool.
Me, my brother, and my cousin, we watch this religiously. The amount of it goes from 0 to 100 in certain spots because of just how far the story has gotten. And at one point, they were, I think they had went to an alternate timeline, and I was like, how are they going to fix this? What are they going to do? How?
I think the MCU stole from them. They did it first.
As right as rain, they just went along of fixing every single bit of mess, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I guess.
I guess it had a lot of seasons. It went on for 5 seasons.
Yeah, it went on for 5 seasons. It went on for a very long time because it ended
for a cartoon. That's like a long time for a cartoon.
When did it end? 2009 or something like that?
Holy
2002. I'm looking at it now. It's 2000 and 2005.
2005. I was a little overshot, but still 5 years, like a season a year. That's pretty good. Especially considering Jackie Chan is just doing PSAs the whole episode.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the only time you see him is his PSAs.
He's just making cameos.
Yeah.
Like, hey, sorry, I'm very torn down from doing hard stunts all my movie career. Let me just give you a piece of my wisdom, which I respect.
They just film him when he's like at his house, like making coffee. Oh, please leave me alone.
They knocked them all out for the whole season in one day. Just like one after another.
Always bothering them. Mr. Chan, we need your interview. Mr. Chan, you have the interview ready
today. This that'll be funny. Just them following him with a camera.
So funny.
Please go away. Tony, did you watch this as a kid, like growing up? Did you watch this?
Yeah, I definitely did. I don't really remember any specifics from it. I remember the uncle. I don't know. I feel like I watched all these shows on daytime cartoon on Saturday, and I don't know. It's like it went into my brain and it went out of my brain. Yeah. I remember loving this. Remember loving what's that? What's the show with the Shangang Wu?
Shaolin Showdown.
Showdown. I love that. I bought the Xbox game, but I couldn't tell you anything from it.
Yeah, so mad it got canceled, but it came back. I think in like Canada, my brother told me, and it just did not make sense from where it got canceled.
Oh no,
it was so just nonsensical.
I remember being mad it got canceled, but like I don't think I watched every episode, and I had no idea what was going on, so I don't know why I was so mad.
I watched it religiously as a kid show. There are some very dark moments. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on, because there's one infamous just still image.
Yeah, there's Challenge Showdown. There was this, and then there's like Jake Long, like the American Dragon.
Yeah,
I kind of
American Dragon,
like,
Jake Long.
yeah, like those 2000s or like early 2010 cartoon shows. They had like those like a lot of Chinese inspired animation. I mean, they're American made shows, but it was kind of cool that they incorporated like these other cultures into like the mainstream like American um like viewership. So I thought it was like a kind of an interesting time to like watch cartoons then, because like now I don't know, I don't really see that now, like different like cultures like kind of taking over like their own show, kind of like that.
Where is it?
They
I'm
made it.
listening. I'm just trying to find this. It's this one image. Once you see it, it will haunt your dreams for the rest of your life.
Do you remember the show Lunatics Unleashed? Because that just came out.
Yes. Back when they were doing action cartoons for everything.
Yeah. I just remember the intro. It was always like in the year 2015. And I used to think it was so far off. And it was like
Look at it
2015,
now.
10 years ago.
Oh, this looks awful. This looks so bad. I remember commercials for this. I never watched it. This looks so bad. This looks terrible.
Okay.
I
I'm gonna
watched
share
it,
my
so.
screen. I watched it. I watched that and what was it? It was another one about cats from Mars. I think it was.
It's crazy.
Oh, what?
Like this.
Oh my
This,
God.
when
Oh, that's
this
that like
happened,
bald kid. Oh, where did he go?
do you guys not see it?
Yeah, I can now. Yeah. That's crazy.
When this happened on live television, I absolutely was not the same person after that.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's like blinking. It's like comes on and
Yeah.
off.
Yes, like that. Oh, why? Well, you saw it, and
Yeah.
that's all I needed you to see. Like, and I wish I could go find the clip because he like it. He just whips his neck in one motion, and then the smile just permeates. And I was horrified of that as a child, seeing that.
I just wanted to, well, since we're showing images, I just wanted to show Lunatics Unleashed so people know what it is. I can't even see that
Yeah,
barely.
I remember Lunatics Unleashed.
That show looks so bad.
I watched that too.
Bang.
Like any cartoon I've seen.
Was
Yeah.
it any good? Because
No.
it looks awful.
It was okay.
Like
I can't really remember.
it looks so bad. Like this is not the Looney Tunes. I don't know what the fuck this is. This
If
is
it was
like
on Kids WB, I watched it.
awful.
Yeah, it was.
Like
So,
Justice
sadly.
League and Looney Tunes and like Power Rangers and like fucking I don't know. Just it just looks terrible. This show looks so bad.
And that's when they had Static Shock, which was great, and then they made the show based on Osmosis Jones. They're trying to just make action shows, I think, because that was just the time to do it.
Yeah, that was like
Yeah, that was
show.
all that
Men
was.
in Black. They had that show.
Yeah.
They had the what else? There was another one too. Godzilla. They had King
Yeah.
Kong.
Yeah, we watched one of those Godzilla shows.
What else? There was gargoyles. Like there was if it was dark and actiony, that was the way to go.
Yeah, those like kind of the 90s to like the early 2000s kind of went to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a little bit more of those.
Bring action cartoons back. Bring action cartoons back right now.
Yeah. Well, just I guess to rate this episode, I don't really know how to rate it because it ends off where I know like at the end of the episode you meet that like big menacing dude, and I know he's like part of like the main cast. I don't know his name. well, like you kind of run into him, and he's gonna like crush the team of Jackie Chan people.
Yeah.
But I thought the show was fun. Like, I mean, I'd probably give it at least like right now. I just give it a 6 out of 10 because like I don't know the context of what's going on with everything. But probably like the overall show, I'd give it a 7, maybe an 8, probably a 7. But yeah, just for the pilot, I just give it a 6 because I haven't seen all parts. So
I would give this a 7.5. Having watched all of it start to finish, like going back and watching this, it is a very funny and surreal experience. Like just going back and knowing that, oh, I know exactly what's going to happen next.
yeah,
It was so funny to just watch how goofy the show was as a kid.
yeah, definitely.
Like it is still a fun show because the whole like everybody knows part of what Jackie Chan does is he wants stuff to be kid friendly. He's all about making content that children can enjoy, so on and so forth, and he's just a big supporter for that. And I think this show is a great reflection of it because some of the things in there you would only laugh at as a kid. There's no way that this small little random girl from Hong Kong
Yeah,
looks and acts like she's from Brooklyn.
she does. I was wondering why she sounded like she was from Brooklyn, and she acts like she's like a teenager, and she's like what, like
Exactly. I'm like, there's no universe where this isn't funny outside of being a kid.
yeah,
Like, haha, she talks funny. And even though they're related, they don't look or sound anything alike.
yeah, yeah.
No, like I feel like she's about to go down the street to the bodega and go get some money that's owed to her. That's the kind of timing she's on. And I hate it because it just fits what they wanted to do with her character. But it's a charming show. I definitely still only play it to like young kids, like super
Yeah.
young, like 5.
Yeah, I don't remember much from the show, but I definitely watched it growing up. It was kind of weird to watch it and just see like the characters that I didn't remember, but it's just like seeing it, just like like awoke, like remembering like little things from the show.
Core
Not
memory.
much, but just little things like the big huge guy that's like
Oh yeah,
comic large.
Toru, I think is his name.
I think he's like a henchman the whole series, right? Like
Yeah,
just seeing
and
him
then
is
he switches sides to work with the Chans.
that's what I thought. I thought he was a good guy. I was like, I don't remember. I remember him now, but I thought he was a good guy. But yeah, I'd probably give this a 7. I think it's a decent intro.
Yeah,
There's
What's
definitely worse out there.
Oh,
What,
100%.
what's the big guy's name? What's his name?
I think it's Toru. Let me look that up.
No, that's kind of like where the episode leads you off. Like you kind of run into him, and then you don't know what's gonna happen. But I know he's like on the main cast. Like he's a part of their team later on.
There's a Jackie Chan adventure subreddit that's people are like talking about Toru's
Yeah,
character.
it's Toru.
That's crazy.
Yes.
The Jackie Chan adventure subreddit right now is just art and 3D models all being posted by one guy like in the past week. It's crazy that's still active.
That's crazy.
Before
That's very weird.
we move on, I need to show you this poster I just found. I was looking on IMDb of Jackie Chan, and this is his latest movie of 2024. And here it is. Wait.
What is he doing?
Oh, I think is that one of his newer Chinese movies?
Yeah, it's called Panda Plan. It looks fucking amazing.
It looks like a Jackie Chan movie now.
That's the best poster I have ever seen in my life. Can we watch
You know what?
that?
I give my props to that man. Having done everything he did, filming while he was young, even to still be going now, Like Jackie Chan has really done it all.
No, honestly,
He
this
didn't
looks
have insurance, and he kept Uzis when him and his stunt team went out because the Triad was after them to making movies with pandas.
this looks amazing. I gotta
That's
watch that trailer.
crazy. I didn't know that.
It looks, yeah. I guess
Yeah,
he's still doing, like, China movies. So,
Jackie Chan, he hit, like when you think of like kung fu movies, you always think Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan as like the immediate first two options because they
and I know
really
like
like set the bar because Bruce Lee was the badass action, and then Jackie Chan, he's got the comedy mixed in with his action.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I know Hong Kong cinema in general is just like really over the top, just as is, and like that's
Yeah,
kind of like how Jackie Chan portrays his like characters and everything. So it definitely kind of goes hand in hand. Makes sense.
a bad Jackie Chan movie will still make you laugh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
More than
Well,
George Lopez.
I'll have to watch Panda Plan, or at least just the
We're
trailer.
gonna have to.
It looks really bad, but in the best way.
So I think it's about time to get on to our feature presentation,
Yeah.
which is Bird. So we watched Police Story featuring I forget his name. I'm just kidding.
Jackie
We've just
Chan.
been talking about him, Jackie Chan.
I was like, this movie.
Yeah, so I was gonna hand it off to you, Jerry, for
All right. Police Story follows Jackie Chan. I'm not gonna try to say his character's name because I'm just gonna butcher it.
Yeah,
It's like
I know his last name's Chan in it too. Like I
yeah,
realized.
like I'm just gonna stick with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, yeah.
It follows Jackie Chan while he's a police officer, and they're launching a very large operation to capture and apprehend a essentially drug lord or a very large scale criminal. And along the way, he gets a hold of a witness that can help put this man away. But Jackie Chan drops the ball in a Jackie Chan way, and some chaos ensues with his girlfriend and one of his police brothers in uniform that he graduated with. And so when they need the witness, she disappears, and then Jackie Chan gets framed as a cop killer, and now he has to clear his name. And the witness he was protecting, she's starting to piece together like, oh, what you were saying before is right. This man really does mean to kill me. Like, we have to get out of here. I gotta protect you. We have to clear your name. And so after realizing that Jackie Chan was also being set up by someone on the police force, in a fit of rage, he starts beating the crap out of the man. And then the man the drug lord, kingpin dude, he gets the crap beat out of him until Jackie Chan's friend stops him from committing murder. And that's Police Story. And why Jackie Chan number one.
Oh, yeah, I definitely couldn't put it better myself. I noticed there's sequels, and I was looking into it. I thought this was like his first movie, but it's definitely not. But it was like his first film where like I think he produced it, and like he
Yeah. Because I was looking, I was like, I know this is young Jackie Chan, but this looks like a little bit older.
yeah, I guess he was 30 when he made it. I was looking.
Wow.
I just gonna look like some behind the scenes. Yeah, he was 30, and this is before he made any American movies. But
Really?
yeah, and I guess I had a budget of $2 million, and that was American dollars.
That's
And
ridiculous.
1985. I mean, it makes sense with like all the stunts and like
Yeah.
all their equipment and all these cars and all these things like blowing up. And his stunts are crazy. Like, there's no way he's faking any of that. Like,
No,
he's actually
like
doing that.
him walking on the roofs of those cars you can see like he's tap dancing on them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
even
and
when he's on the bus hanging off by
yeah,
an
I was about
umbrella,
to say that.
like I don't care who you are. You don't just fake holding on for that long and then eventually letting go. Like that is real fatigue. I really commit that, man, for doing it. Like
Yeah,
even being 30 now, there's no way I'm even doing that for half the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
no,
was awesome.
I
All
think
that
that
stuff
stunts
was
is
so
what stands
crazy.
out for me. Definitely this
Yeah,
movie. I think he was the stunt coordinator too. I think he did like everything.
Yeah, he did everything.
it's
He
his
was
production company too. Like
Yeah.
he did everything. Yeah, yeah. I guess he had like final cut and final say and everything. So like, yeah, it's
like
all
this
him.
was
It's all his
Jackie
vision.
Chan's whole project. He
Yeah,
did everything. Yeah, director, writer,
yeah.
and a star. Jeez.
I
I
think it's
wait. Go ahead.
oh, sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say I think it's like funny how violent this movie is.
Yeah,
And just in the way that like all of the action is like well choreographed and stuff, but all of it looks like it hurts. Like it's not like it doesn't.
It's not for the faint of heart. Like when they were doing that first gun, just gunfight in the first like what 15
Mhm.
minutes of the movie, and everybody was getting smacked around. I'm like, oh, this really looks like they're going to be drawing blood at some point,
Yeah.
but they didn't. And even when Jackie Chan was fighting off the goons after he had faked that attack on the witness, I think her name is May. I'm like, he's really getting the shit beat out of him.
May was his girlfriend. I
No,
forget
yeah, May's his girlfriend.
I forget what the witness's name was.
Not
You
May.
remember Tony?
No, I don't remember.
Tony, this is your movie. You made it.
Oh look! Oh look! Let me look. Oh, I did not make it. Put some respect on Jackie Chan.
But it
Oh,
was definitely like Tony said, his stunt work. I mean, Jackie Chan's obviously his stunt work is what he's most well known for.
Yeah, for sure.
But in this movie, like just seeing it when he was that young still be as good as it I would say still is now, because I watched well, it'd be older now, but Jackie Chan did another martial arts movie. I think this was back like 2014. I might have watched it. It was some kind of
Okay.
like kung fu vampire movie. Nothing too crazy. Like obviously now they've got all the effects, the wires, and everything. But Jackie Chan, he was still doing a lot of his own stunts. You know what he could still take.
Well, yeah. How many police stories are there, Tony? I saw there's like sequel.
there's
I think
there's a
there's just
ton.
two.
I've heard the second one is worth watching. I don't know if it gets bad after that. There's a lot of them. I think it's like at
Yeah,
least 5.
it
I'm not
looks like there's
sure.
police story lockdown that's from 2023. I mean
Oh
2013.
God.
Yeah, there's a 2013 police lockdown. Uh,
Oh my God.
that looks like the last one. That looks like Rocky Balboa version of Police Story, where he's like old. He plays the same.
Yeah.
It's 7 movies.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
unreal.
What?
That's kind of amazing. Yeah, I definitely want to see at least the second one. I saw that came up on my recommendations after I watched the first one.
Oh, so they're just called different things after each one. Okay.
Yeah.
One
Oh.
like one little tidbit I want to give, just because I thought it was funny. This is just a little fun fact. In the very first scene, I first of all, I love how the movie just starts and goes right into the action. It's like giving assignment, and then you're just like immediately in the mission.
Yes.
Like, it's like
Yeah, yeah, immediately into action, like from the
No bullshit.
yeah.
it's like a Bond movie almost, where you have the opening scene, but it's like it doesn't stop after that. Where like Bond movies will do random story things. Who cares about story? But
You stayed in combat for like 10 minutes. I love that.
yeah,
Murder.
that whole bus sequence, I guess, when he like holds the gun out, the bus was supposed to stop like a little later, and they were supposed to fall out and use the car to break their fall. they're supposed to fall out the front windows. You know how like he holds a gun and then the bus stops and everyone flings out the
everybody
window.
flops out.
They land on the ground, but they were supposed to land on the car to break their fall, but they didn't. They did the math, and they didn't account for the fact that it had like anti-lock brakes, and it just started like sputtering. And the way it stopped, they landed on the ground. They were not meant to, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll just use that take."
Oh my god, that was so painful.
I wonder if they broke any bones or anything, because I was looking at the stunts. I'm like, oh, that definitely hurt. Like that, like the last scene at the mall where like people were like falling from like 2 stories and crashing on tables and like smashing into like glass pillars and like all these things. I'm like, oh man, this definitely had to hurt. And like there's like you're saying, Tony, it's like very violent, but like at the same time it feels like a comedy, like oh, what's that guy's name, who directed Ferris Bueller, what's that guy's name?
Landis? No.
What is his name?
It's not John Landis.
No. The guy who wrote Home Alone. Not wrote Home Alone. He directed Home Alone. Anyway, it felt like one of those movies, like when he was on the phone and everything.
Oh yeah.
like with the comedic timing and like him hanging up the phones and everything like that, and just how it was shot. What the fuck?
John Hughes.
Yeah, that's it. John Hughes. It felt like a John Hughes movie at that point. Like literally that scene could have been in a John Hughes movie. Like, that's like was my first thought. And I mean, it's the same era, like the 80s, so they're definitely like influencing each other. But it definitely felt like one of those like American like comedies at that point. But that was like a pretty cool sketch. Like, and you know, he's talking to like all these different people, and like the comedic timing with this is like really great too. It's not like there's definitely the action beats that he hits, and there's like the comedic beats that he hits too. And like the synths and the music sounds so 80s, like it just like amplifies like the comedy and just like the feel of the movie too. And it's it's just great. And then there's that one part he like steps in cow shit with his Converse, and then he's like trying to wipe it off. He's like, ooh, and then like you see the close up, and then he just starts like kind of dancing, and they have like a dance fucking beat just to him wiping off cow shit. It's just like those like little funny like, what is this moment? Like he starts doing the moonwalk at one point. Like what is this? He's just trying to clean his shoe.
Oh man, this was such a good movie. I would give this movie I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
like start to finish, this movie was very fun. Everything, you know, Jackie Chan, he's a very great man and star, and he deserves, you know, everything, all his achievements and more for what he did for how long he did. But man, seeing young Jackie Chan do some of that stuff, hilarious. I'm glad we were born in an era where people were still watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would give it an 8 too, like the comedic bits and everything. And you know, it definitely goes through the language barrier. Like, you know what's going on even like without reading the subtitles. And Jackie Chan's like just facial expressions are like so like lively, like you know exactly what he's going through and what he's thinking. I gotta say, May, his girlfriend's really stupid. She was like annoying. She's like pretty attractive, but she's really dumb. And like, you know, the part where she like supposed to hold his car and like crashes through the phone booth. Like, you're so dumb. This character is so annoying. And like she thinks he's having an affair with her with a witness, and it's like this whole hijinks. It's like, all right.
No, not it.
He was so stupid.
I liked how those comedy scenes were like directed like they were action scenes, kind of like it was like almost choreographed. Like they're moving around in space to like service the comedy. That's like almost like an action scene.
The camera was like always like, well, there's like points where he's just like on the phone, and I noticed like in that scene in particular, like it's just a comedy scene, and the camera's like moving with him, you know, and like, a lot of action like framing, like when he like kicks up the pencil to like, you know, like write down notes, like jot down whose cow's missing and all these like little minor details and like who's getting beat and who's like getting R word. But there's like all these things going on, and yeah, it's like shot like you said, like an action scene with just like these little beats there. It was definitely fun.
Yeah, I'd probably give this a 9. I just discovered this because I randomly watched a few Hong Kong action movies, and then I saw a video that discussed that one scene where they're just driving through the town,
Yeah, that
destroying
seems
shit.
amazing.
And it's like they
Just
just
like-
built a fake town just to destroy it. That's so
Yeah.
crazy to me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I want to like know more behind the scenes of like the making of the movie. I mean, they had a little bit of that, like in the end credits, like him redoing these like action beats and like him actually hanging out the bus and like all those things. But like, I kind of want to know like who got hurt, what bones were broken,
Yeah.
like who died, like that
Who
kind
got
of
an
thing.
insurance claim denied?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have insurance. I can't even say that.
That's unbelievable. That's crazy.
Yeah, like Jackie Chan, he really like getting to where he is. He has this. He earned it.
Yeah, he definitely has. Like thinking like all the stuff he had to go through to even get to like being able to make and produce his own movie, and that's like early on Jackie Chan, and now it's like many decades later, and he's like such a big name here, like probably all over the world, but definitely here and definitely in like Hong Kong. So
Yeah,
Hmm.
I know over there, the things he's done, and I don't mean to just harp on, but the generosity of him, what he's wanted to inspire people with, he's left a legacy.
yeah,
He has left a great legacy.
I read something today that they are making Rush Hour 4, but I don't know if it's true or not. But that's just
I
what
did see that.
You did see that?
I did also see
Okay.
that. I'm very curious how that's going to go,
Yeah.
how long it's been.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't think Chris Tucker even acted anymore. I thought
Yeah,
he
'cause I was going to say the last thing I saw him in was like a Netflix special, if I remember.
Oh, really?
I think it's been a while. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
a long time.
So yeah, I think I would probably wrap this up by saying it was a 9. The effects were just insane and
Yeah,
can't really do much better.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with action. Like, you should have fucking Jackie Chan just like direct any action you have for any movie. Like, he should just be the action coordinator for that.
If you ever get a chance, I don't know what nighttime. It was some nighttime talk show that he was being interviewed on. They said something to him. It's so cool. I don't know why. I just really liked it, but it might have been like Conan or something. And they were like, "Oh, they said to him, if this was an action scene, how would you direct it?" And he's like, "Oh, just like improvising with like a pillow and like a chair, like on like a late night talk show." And he's like made an action scene out of nothing in like 3 seconds, and just like he's like, "Okay, you do this now, you do that."
Yeah.
It's like incredible. It's super cool. If you get the chance, I'll have to find that and send it to you. But yeah.
Please do. All right. Before we close out, I have my picks for next episode.
Oh, let's hear him.
Oh, for the short, we will be watching The Twilight Zone. Season 1, episode 22. The monsters are due on Maple Street.
Okay.
And for the movie, we will be watching the 1982 movie, The Thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with that. Hell yeah.
I'm a big Twilight Zone fan.
Oh,
I've seen every episode at least 10 times. And so I was like,
interesting.
So I was like, I think they'll be able to see the connection.
Oh man, I was gonna pick The Thing at some point. You stole one of my picks.
Oh, dude, I'm finally going through my back catalog and stuff. I'm like, I forgot that I had this movie. I was like, oh, this is gonna let's do a big throwback.
That's sick.
Because when I tell you I love the Twilight Zone, every time, like on New Year's, when they have it play like New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, I have to set out like a minimum of 6 hours to watch.
That's it's. I mean, like it's such a great show. I haven't seen every episode, so like this is going to be new for me. So
yeah, like it's a personal bias. Like I love the show because I had an aunt get me really big into it, and then I also watched the Alfred Hitchcock Hour every once in a while. So I was like, oh, this reminds me a lot of the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. So I think that's just more great directing on top of more great storytelling.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to this. This will be good.
Mm-hmm. Are we gonna have a debate about the end of the thing? Is it gonna be the whole episode?
Yeah, whatever.
No,
that's for next episode. We can't even talk about it.
Can't even talk about that, Tony.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
But if you want to take us out, Tony.
Yeah, close us out, Tony.
Oh, okay, yeah. This has been BatYard's finest. Sorry, I just got entranced by the bird. Oh man, I don't know if I remember the outro.
I think I started it anyway. Well, yeah. Sending you off, up, and away until next BatYard's finest episode.
This is Jerry using the Force.
And this is Tony from Star City.
And this is Bird.
That's Bird.
Bird.
Becoming
superpowers.
One episode at a time.
Yay! All right, goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye. Merry